Thank you, Mr Acting Speaker. I rise today to ask this Parliament to acknowledge the contribution of past residents of the Lane Cove electorate who contributed to Australia's efforts as part of the First World War. I'd also like to thank the New South Wales Government for their efforts in helping preserve a part of the ANZAC history of Hunters Hill. Mr Acting Speaker, the people of France continue to recognise our nation's sacrifice in the First World War. The Australian troops fought two savage battles at Villers-Bretonneux, and the people of that town continue to this day to express their gratitude for that effort. Above the blackboards of their school is the phrase "N'oublions jamais l'Australie," let us never forget Australia. The effort our nation made in the Great War was massive, and the communities in my electorate of Lane Cove played their part. Birth records show that during the war, 157 men who were born in what is now my electorate enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force. Like the rest of Australia, these communities were far smaller places in the early 20th century, so this was a huge contribution of able-bodied men. What a shame it would be if we were to forget this sacrifice. For generations, we've lived with pride in what our soldiers achieved on foreign shores and the price that they paid for victory, and we owe it to their memory to remember them for all time. In Hunters Hill, there stands a war memorial commemorating the efforts of so many local men who left our shores to fight overseas. There's a 155mm howitzer captured from German forces in October of 1918 at Le Mans, near Estrée in France. Forces of the 20th Battalion, AAF, were attacking a part of the Hindenburg Line, known as the Beauvoir Line, when they overran German positions and seized the gun. The howitzer was presented to the people of Hunters Hill in 1922 in appreciation of their contribution to the war effort. This gun, which was once an engine of destruction and a symbol of the brutality of modern warfare, now stands silent in commemoration of the fallen. Unfortunately, 91 years after its installation outside the Hunters Hill RSL, the howitzer is beginning to rapidly deteriorate. The wooden wheels are weather-beaten and the metal work is rusting. A restoration attempt was made in 1988 by local TAFE students, extending its life somewhat. However, urgent work is now needed to save it. Allowing such an important part of our heritage to be lost is completely unacceptable, so all members of this Parliament can take pride in the fact that the New South Wales Government has recently committed $10,000 to its preservation and restoration. The total cost of the restoration is estimated at some $20,000. The popular local community newspaper, The Weekly Times, and its owner, Mr John Booth, have launched an appeal to encourage the local community to donate to the repair work. I recently joined with Councillor Richard Quinn, the Mayor of Hunters Hill, along with Councillors Astridge and Miles, to help launch the donation appeal with our friends from The Weekly Times. Our hope is to have the gun restored in time for the centenary of the outbreak of the First World War in 2014. I find it particularly poignant that the local historian John Birch, who has initiated this project, believes his Uncle Albert was, alas, possibly killed by this very gun. Already members of the community have stepped forward to assist by donating money and time to the endeavour. I draw special mention to Ryde resident Jason Walsh, who has volunteered his time and that of his business, Sydney Timber and Deck Renewals, to repair the wooden wheels and restore the armour plating. Restoring the howitzer in time for the centenary is a fine goal, and I congratulate everyone associated with the project. Can I particularly pay mention and acknowledge the great work that the Honourable Member for Ryde, the Honourable Victor Dominello, has played in making this funding available. This is an initiative that combines grassroots community involvement with the preservation of our nation's military heritage for future generations. Lest we forget. I commend this initiative to the House. Mr Speaker.
I thank the member for Lane Cove and Minister for